volcanoes on Mars, volcanoes on Io, which is one of Jupiter's many moons, and volcanoes on Earth, deep beneath the surface of the ocean. There is more to the story of Earth than you might expect. For a start, you didn't expect to see a map like this. But this is how our Earth looked 200 million years ago, when dinosaurs walked on the face of the Earth. All the land was joined in one huge mass, a continent called Pangaea. And all the seas were joined in one enormous ocean called Penthalassa. The continents we know today, North and South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia, they have all been on a journey. Those huge masses of rock have been moving, not very fast. Well, in fact, no faster than the speed our fingernails grow. But how long would your fingernails grow in a lifetime? What? Now that's long enough. So imagine how long they would grow in 200 million years, thousands of miles. And that's how far the continents have moved. Scientists who study the rocks that make up the Earth are called geologists. And when the first geologist came up with the idea of the Earth's surface being on the move, nobody believed him. What a crazy story, they said. Now nearly all the geologists agree. What changed their minds? What was the evidence? As we have seen, some of the continents fit together like a giant jigsaw. Looks good. Maybe once they were all joined up. But the geologists needed more evidence, more things to show that the continents had once been joined together. And they found the ancient remains of the same plants and animals, now thousands of miles apart. But they must have been together once. And the types of rocks and the mountains all matched up. It all fitted the theory of how the surface of the Earth once was. The surface of our Earth doesn't stand still. It's on the move. The Earth's surface is called the crust. Compared with the Earth as a whole, the crust is very thin, like the skin of an apple. But it isn't all in one piece. It is divided into about 10 pieces called plates. Some of them are thousands of miles across, big enough to carry a whole continent and half the ocean floor. The plates move slowly, slowly over millions of years. Sometimes one plate slides under another. Sometimes the plates slide side by side. And sometimes one plate crashes into another. When two cars crash head-on, it's bad enough. Destruction, twisted metal, death. But cars only weigh a few tons. Imagine the whole of India crashing into Asia. You get mountains, millions and millions of tons of rock that once lay at the bottom of the sea are all pushed up thousands of meters, a slow motion crash lasting millions of years. But if the plates have moved and the continents are now thousands of miles apart, what has filled up that gap in between? A story from the Cree Indians in North America might give us a clue. Once there was a man, an otter, a beaver, and a muskrat, drifting and nearly drowning in the middle of the ocean. The man looked to the east, to the west, to the south, to the north. There was no sign of land, no sign of rock. But then he said to the otter, "We must find new rock to make new land for us all to stand on. Dive deep into the water and bring up some rock." The otter dived. 3 times he dived, and he failed to bring any rock to the surface. So then the beaver tried. He dived deeper. 3 times he tried, and 3 times he failed. And the man said to the muskrat, "You are our last chance." And the muskrat dived deeper, in fact, the deepest. And she succeeded, for in her paws she held a small piece of rock. It was brand new rock from the depths of the ocean. And the man took that rock from the bottom of the ocean, and from it he created all the lands of our earth. And in fact, it is deep beneath the ocean, where the earth's crust is thinnest, that new rock is made. Liquid rock comes up from beneath the earth's crust through underwater volcanoes. Most of the volcanoes in the world are underwater, like those deep in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Inside the earth, the temperatures are so hot that the rock flows like liquid. Along the middle of the ocean floor, the rocks move apart and new liquid rock comes up to fill the gaps. This liquid rock is called lava. As the lava pours out, it cools into solid rock. More and more lava builds up into volcanoes, sometimes so high they come up above the water's surface. This island is new. It's only existed for about 30 years. It's a volcano that has grown from beneath the sea. Not all volcanoes are safely under the sea. Where rock crashes into rock, there can be volcanoes on land, and the earth can shake. And from Central Africa, there is a story about a volcano. Life in the village went on as every day. The women sang as they planted yams. The menfolk hunted in the forest, and the children played happily. Then the sacred mountain began to groan and to rumble. Beneath their feet, it rippled like a wave coming into shore, and the men and women and children ran for their lives. Suddenly, the mountaintop split like a coconut, and a great white light like the sun burst from the mountain. Then white, hot, and fiery red The lava flowed towards the village like a river, and the air was filled with ash like a cloud of locusts, so that the day became like night. Finally, the mountain spoke no more. The people stood like ghosts, covered in gray ash. Some of their brothers and sisters lay dead. Many cattle had perished, and the trees had been buried beneath the lava that was cooling into rock. But as time passed, the people came to plant new crops, and they found the ash made good soil, and the trees grew, and the crops flourished. Although the sacred mountain had brought death, it had also brought new life. Volcanoes, lava, this is all on earth. Wow, dangerous things. But where would we be without rocks? Nowhere. Because beneath our feet, all around us, are rocks. Some rocks are formed from the lava that flows from volcanoes. Frothy lava forms a rock so light it floats on water. But liquid rock from beneath the Earth's crust doesn't always get to the surface. Sometimes it cools underground and turns into solid rock. Then it can make rocks like this, granite. Many of the rocks can be very beautiful. Look at the crystals. Rocks that are made from liquid rock that has cooled and hardened are called igneous rock, rocks of fire. These mountains are made of granite. But if rocks like granite form deep beneath the surface of the earth, how come they are on the surface now? And if rock is being pushed up into mountains over millions of years, why isn't the world one huge mountain? Well, we shall see. What goes up, they say must come down.